Good morning. Good morning. Gee, it's great to start your day with coffee with Karma today. Good morning and happy Friday. So, what do you think a 1927 sci fi dystopian silent film can teach you about book writing? Well, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be pulling my inspiration from the classic silent film Metropolis. Now, for those of you who may not be in the know about this film, it is a science fiction by Fritz Lang, and it discusses, talks about it's about a dystopian future where all the people work in, like, the underground, putting fuel into this big giant machine. It's practically killing them, and then there's the elite who live up in the upper world, and they have life good, and it tells the story of, I think you pronounce his name Fritter, something like it's German. I don't speak German, so if you know how to pronounce it, please send me an audio so I know how to pronounce it. Um Anywhere, Fritter is the son of the creator of Metropolis, and so he lives this great life, but then somehow he finds himself in the underworld, and he the underworld, it sounds like hell, but it's not. I mean, it is for the people who work there, but that's not literally. Anyway, and he falls in love with this girl named Maria. Well, at the same time, there's this evil scientist who creates a gynoid, that's a female android, a gynoid who looks just like Maria and, to destroy whatever. I don't remember all the space. It's been a little few years since I watched it. I did, top up a little bit before this episode, but that just gives you the lay of the land. Okay. I've seen it several times, and the thing is because it's a silent film, there are lots of different versions out there. There's some with more classical, silent film music, and there's one out there that has the soundtrack of Queen for it. So, it's a fun film. You're if you've never seen it, you've probably seen the visuals because there's some really iconic visuals from that film. Anyway, let's go into how Metropolis can inspire your author's journey. Thing number 1, dual worlds. Fritter 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 we'll call him Fred. We'll call him Fred for right now. I think it's Fritter. I'm gonna struggle, so I'm gonna stop struggling. We're just gonna call him Fred. Fred lit throughout the film, he starts to understand how to navigate both worlds. So he's from the upper, wealthy world, but then he goes into the lower workers' world where he falls in love with Maria. And just like that, when you are an author and an entrepreneur, you're gonna have to navigate these dual worlds of being the author, which means you need to take time to write. Sometimes you need to take time to research. You need to balance those things you need to do. Plus, there's all the marketing, right? Although that can be rolled into your business marketing. And then there's all the things you need to do in your business, helping your clients, coming up with offers your clients will love, all those kinds of things. Now, I do have a podcast episode of The Author Switch where I talk about this dual identity. I will drop that into the show notes, but that's something you need to think about. You're going to need to balance these dual worlds, and eventually Fred does I believe he does do that, although he does go kinda crazy for a while there somewhere in the film. Anyway, hopefully that won't happen to you. Take a lesson take a lesson from this dystopian film and don't go crazy. Balance. Balance, okay? Create your life balance. Thing number 2, the M machine of writing. Now, there are 2 giant machines that run the world of Metropolis. One's called the Heart Machine, and the other is called the M Machine, or as the workers like to call it, the Moloch Machine. And this is the engine that keeps the city running. Well, your book can become we're gonna call it the heart machine. You don't want it to be the M machine because the M machine is like, "Ugh." Anyway, but the heart machine, your uh, it just M machine of writing sounded better. Sometimes sometimes things need to go at the speed of plot. Anyway, your book can become that heart engine that runs your entire business. It can be the thing that brings in the leads, gets them to fall in love with you and hire you. It can be the thing that inspires some of the offers that you give or sell to your followers. Your book, when done right, books. By the way, I did secure a an interview for the author switch with someone who is working on a series of nonfiction books, a lot of them for authors, some and he's got some series that are not for authors. I'll be talking to him next month, so I'm excited about that, just a teaser for that episode. Anyway, when done right, your book can be the driving engine, the heart engine, the end machine of your business, keeping it fueled for future growth. Thing number 3, and I alluded to this, Robot Maria, automation and routine as tools for writing success. So, Robot Maria was created in order to destroy the workers' revolution. That's the context of the film. Because Maria was a rebel and she was getting people impassioned about throw over the wealthy people, the proletariat or whatever word I'm looking for. And Robot Maria was created to take her place and undermine that revolution. We're not going there. We're not going there because you don't wanna undermine your business. But what you can do is use automation to help you get back your time. Now, that means things like setting up autoresponders so that you're not having to think about that. That should be a given. You should have an email marketing system. I use Aweber, but there's lots of others out there, some more complex, some less complex. Actually, probably none that are less complex. Aweber is pretty easy to use, but there are a lot that are more complex and offer more things. There's Keep, there's Keep, there's Go High Level, all those things. Or there's Mailchimp and Aweber, it depends on what you need and where you are in your business. I use Aweber, and every time I've thought about transferring to something else, it's like, too much work. And Aweber's getting better and better every day, so they keep keeping me back. So, plus I'm grandfathered in at a price from, like, 10 plus years ago. Everyone who I've had come in is paying more than I am because prices have gone up, but I'm grandfathered in, which is nice. So that's actually a good thing is when you can get in on the first level of a software and it's good software, you often get to keep that price. It's awesome. Anyway, other automation tools, like for things that have been helping me get my time, I have an online to-do list called, My Amazing Marvin or just Amazing Marvin, and it keeps my to-do list all organized. It's not perfect. There's some things but it's way more perfect than everything else I've used. I use email automation. I use I use AI tools, to help me get my ideas out of my head faster, so I'm saving a lot of time that way, and then, I've been looking at other automation tools. Descript, oh my gosh, Descript, which is a video editing software, has totally saved me. It I used to use iMovies to edit my podcasts, and it used to take me, like, days. I mean, like, actual 8-hour days to edit my videos, but now I can get a video edited in fact, usually I can get several of those videos edited in a single day. So and that's an AI-powered, edit. You do the editing it yourself, although there are some automations there too. It can get rid of your ums and ahs and your extra spaces. I don't trust it 'cause I don't trust the machine. I saw Terminator. Anyway, there's automation. You should be using it in your business. It'll give you back your time. Thing number 4, Fred's journey, the hero's path to writing discipline. If you watch the entire movie, Fred goes through the author's journey, the classic Joseph Campbell author's journey. In fact, I just did an episode all about the the author's the not the author, the hero's journey, and then I did another one about the heroine's journey. I will put links to that in the show notes, but basically, use the hero's journey. You're actually no matter what you do, if you're going through the author's journey, you're going through the hero's journey because what this is the very basics of it. I'm not gonna go into it in detail, but the very basic is you are in your ordinary world. That's you going about your life, you're a business person, you're helping your clients, and then suddenly something disrupts you and you realize, "Oh, I need to write a book." And that's when you seek your mentors, your allies, and you go on your quest to publish your book. And at the end of that journey, you've got this beautiful book that you can bring home to your audience to share your wisdom and the lessons that you've learned on your journey in life. That's the hero's journey in a nutshell. That's what you do as an author. Thing number 5, the heart machine. Finding the heart in your writing routine. And what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is that if you want to get to your audience, you need to have a level of authenticity in your books that brings out who you are. Because if you're doing it right, other people have written a book on the same topic as yours. But what makes your book different? Why would someone read your book and maybe not another book? Although that probably doesn't happen. They're probably reading them all. But that's beside the point. Why would they add your book to their to read list? Why would they sit down and actually read your book? They do it because you are in that book as well as your wisdom, your quirks, your personality. It's like whenever you read a book by, say, Dan Kennedy, I can almost hear him talking in my head. I've actually seen him speak. He writes like he speaks. If you read a Ray Bradbury book, same thing. He's got this sing song. I love Ray Bradbury. I love Ray Bradbury. Um, if you read something of mine, you'll probably see it's interesting because I have Grammarly every week tells me, how I'm doing with grammar and how word usage. But a thing they've added is tone. And I'm fairly consistent. The top 3 things that show up in my tone are pretty much the top 3 things that show up in my tone every week. And that was, professional, curious, and confident, apparently. Apparently, that's my tone. Professional, curious, and confident. So there you go. There are 5 things that, um Metropolis can inspire you to do in your author's journey. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed it. And on Monday, because I actually did the planning a little ahead of time, I've got September's Coffee with Karma's ideas all planned out. On Monday, I'm going to be talking about 5 ways to keep the momentum going when you hit a writer's block. That may not be the final title, but that's the topic. I hope to see you on Monday. Again, Coffee with Karma airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on YouTube at 9 a.m. Central. This is Carma Spence saying ciao for now. Bye.